If you're a BMW owner, why would you take your key fob out of your pocket and press your lock or unlock button? Psh, what are you, a peasant? With BeamerTech's proximity access, you'll never have to touch your key fob again. BeamerTech is back at it again with another one of our innovative products. This is our proximity access kit. Not only does this sound like something out of a sci-fi movie, but it kind of is. This kit allows you to be able to unlock your doors simply by walking up to your vehicle and lock it just by walking away. No pressing buttons on the key fob or touching the door handle again. Installation does involve a little bit of repinning and some trim does need to be taken off, but the installation process is actually pretty straightforward. So let's take a look at what you get in the box. So first off, beautiful packaging, BeamerTech packaging. We're good at that kind of stuff. Right inside, the main module for the proximity access. Pull off this panel, and then we get the bag of goodies. Open this up. And this is going to be our main plug-and-play harness. It's got the connection for all the antennas, the main connection point for the module, our power cable, everything is right there. Now, the antennas themselves, you have 3. You're gonna see one goes for each door and then one in the rear. Different length cables for the different positions of the antennas, which you'll see in the installation video. And last but not least, 2 different size antennas for the main module right here. And a little bit later, we'll go into which one you're gonna use for your installation. To make sure this kit is compatible with your BMW, head on over to our website and enter your VIN. Now, if you choose to do this installation yourself, you'll find it super easy with our BeamerTech DIY Essentials Kit and Trim Tool Kit. Now, if you don't feel comfortable doing it yourself, you could find one of our certified installers near you. We have them in about 30 countries around the world. And hey, if you're in the Orlando, Florida area, well then stop on by and we can do it for you. Now, without further ado, let's install this proximity access kit on our G01. Jarrett, take it away. First, we need to disconnect the battery. Let's start by getting the back floor panel out of the way. Remove the 2 T35 screws holding it down. Once the screws are out, remove the floor panel. Now the storage tray. Use a trim tool to pry out this fastener. Use the back end to rotate these two 90 degrees. And then finally pop out the last one. Lift the tray out. Remove the negative battery terminal and set it aside. Let's get to the install. Start by removing this side trim by gently pulling up on it. If any of the fasteners remain behind, use a trim tool or your hands to remove it, and place it back in the trim for later. Next, remove the footwell panel by rotating these 2 locking tabs, drop it down, disconnect the light, and remove it. Lastly, this sidewall trim. Simply pull. To access the panel with the connectors, we have to remove the black retaining plate. Start by using a trim tool to pop the battery cable from the side of it. Finally, pry off the retaining plate, and you will have access to what you need. These clips are unique, so use care when you do it. Now we have to do some repinning. First, locate this white connector. Press in the center tab and rotate the arm up to free it. Each side of the connector has a retaining clip. Use a pick tool to press the tabs aside and slide the retainers out. Now remove pin 16, which in this case is a yellow cable with blue stripe. It's important to make note of the pin number, as there are some instances where the wire color may be different, especially in cars made for different world regions. Consult the PDF instructions you get when you place your order. To remove pin 16, create some tension on the wire. Then gently insert a pick tool into the first window on the retainer to poke the clip of the connector. Pull the cable out. You may need to gently bend the clip back in place to get it to secure in its next location. Take the blue wire on the BeamerTech plug-and-play harness and put that into slot 16. Take the wire that you just removed and put that into the 2-pin connector on the blue side of the BeamerTech plug-and-play harness. Slide it in, then squeeze that half of the connector together to snap it in place. Make sure it's on the same side as the blue wire on the other half of the connector. And connect the two halves. Okay, did you follow that? Let's show a close-up. These connectors are turquoise to make them easier to see, but yours will be black. You get the connector like this with the tab up. Slide your pin in all the way, then press down on the locking tab to, you guessed it, lock it into place. Then you slide the two parts of the connector together. Now, what if you notice the tab is already down before you insert the pin? Not to worry, insert a pick tool into the side and the tab will pop up. Easy! Now, back to the installation. After that, slide the two pin retainers back into the sleeve to fully reassemble the connector. Place the connector back into the socket, making sure the arm is all the way up, then rotate the arm down until it clicks, which will pull the connector in and lock it into place. Next, locate the white connector up top and remove it. Remove the two pin retainers. Locate pin 41 on the gray side, which in this case is the blue wire. Remove it the same as before with the TPPB method. Throwback to those who have seen our previous videos. Place the white wire from the BeamerTech plug-and-play harness into slot 41. Then take the blue wire you removed and place that into the 2-pin connector so it lines up with the black and white wire. Now locate pin 34 on the black side and remove it. In this case, it's a black wire. Grab the orange part of the BeamerTech plug-and-play harness. The 3-pin connector is not set, so pull out the non-connected half and, with a pick tool, insert it into the small gap on the side and pry it up to open it. Rest it in the other half of the connector so you make sure you line up the wires correctly. Take wire 34 and slide it into the orange side of the BeamerTech 3-pin connector. Take the solid orange wire and place that into slot 34. Finally, locate pin 33, which in this case is a gray wire, and remove it. Place it into the orange and black side of the 3-pin connector. Snap the latch down on the connector to secure the pins. Place the orange and black wire into slot 33. Plug in the 3-pin connector. Reassemble the connector and lock it back into place. Now we need to ground the system. Locate this 10mm nut and loosen it enough to slip the ground fork under it on the BeamerTech plug-and-play harness. Tighten the nut back down. Since we're pretty much done with this area, take a moment to grab some cable ties and tidy everything up. Now we're going to get the antenna started. Start by using a BeamerTech trim tool to pry out this side cover. For the A-pillar trim, pop off this cover and remove the very long T25 screw. Finally, use a trim tool and your hands to remove the A-pillar. Grab the antenna with the shortest lead from the BeamerTech kit. Drop the lead down like so. Peel off the backing of the double-sided tape on the antenna and stick it here. Do not block any of the holes in the pillar or the airbag. Wiggle and snap the trim back into place. Use a trim tool like so to assist in getting the weather stripping back over. Finally, replace the screw and the cover. Replace the side trim. This is easiest after pulling back the weather stripping. Moving over to the driver's side, remove the side panel with a trim tool. Remove the A-pillar the same way you did on the other side. Finish up by removing the footwell trim by rotating the two locking tabs, dropping it down, disconnecting the light and speaker, and removing it. Grab the antenna with the medium-length lead from the BeamerTech kit. Feed the lead down like so. Remove the backing on the antenna and stick it into place. Remember not to block any holes or the airbag. Reinstall the A-pillar trim and side cover like you did on the other side. Now we need to feed the connector to the passenger side. Grab a large cable tie and tape the end of the connector to the end of the cable tie. Feed it through like so. Clean up the harness on the driver's side. Jarrett tucked it behind the carpet. Once that's done, replace the footwell panel. Now let's get the power run to the unit. Now to get the room we need to feed the power wire and last antenna, lift up the rear seat from both sides. You don't need to remove it. Prop it up and locate this 10mm plastic nut. Remove it. Pop up this corner trim. If any fasteners pop out or stay behind, gather them up and place them back into the trim. You don't need to remove the release cable, so just let the trim hang for now. Get ready by pre-feeding a cable tie from behind the rear seat down to where the trim was. Grab the last antenna with the longest lead and tape the end to the cable tie. Start feeding and pulling it through. Peel off the tape backing and stick it here like so. Secure the lead with some tape for a tidy install. Now start feeding the antenna lead to the front. Make sure it's under the carpet and B-pillar trim. Remove the cable tie and finish feeding it under the front carpet. Now we need to run the power. Jarrett couldn't help himself though and had to do a bit of tidying first. After that, feed the power cable right along the path of the antenna lead. This includes feeding the cable tie back in, taping the power lead to it, and pulling it through. Secure the cable to the body as you route it to the battery. In this case, we followed the power cable for our external sub that we previously installed. This includes a channel Jarrett cut into the foam, but you could feed it next to the foam as well. If you have not done so already, remove the cover plate to these terminals next to the battery. Loosen or remove this terminal nut here and slide in the positive fork connector. Tighten down the nut. Replace the terminal cover. At this point, you could put the cargo tray back in place and secure the back half down. Don't fasten down the front just yet, you need to reconnect your battery later. Replace the rear corner trim and the 10mm plastic nut that holds it down. Snap the rear seat back down in place. Back up front, secure the antenna cable from the driver's side behind the carpet. Let's start plugging everything in. Plug the antenna cable from the driver's side into the orange and black connector, rear into gray, and the one from the passenger side into the white one. Tidy everything up for a clean installation.
All right, while Jarrett's taking care of tidying everything up, let's take a moment to talk about this control box and the two antennas that you get in the kit. Now, which antenna you use is going to depend on the frequency of your key fob. So to figure out what that frequency is, take your key blade, use that to pop off the back cover, and right back here you'll see 434 megahertz. Now if your key fob says 434 megahertz, you're going to use the smaller antenna. If it says 315, you'll use the longer one. So since we're at 434 megahertz, take your smaller antenna, screw it in like so, and you're done. Back to the installation.
Plug the BeamerTech plug-and-play harness into it like so, then rotate the arm to lock it into place. Press the loom into the track. Jarrett found a good place to hide the unit up here, so tuck it up and out of the way. Secure the rest of the cabling behind the carpet, and you're done. Now, reassembly. Snap the kick panel back in place. Start by removing the weather stripping first, snap it in, and then replace the weather stripping. Snap the side trim back in. Put your floor mat back in if you took it out.
Reconnect your footwell trim, then lock it back into place. Now, reconnect the battery. Secure the last 2 locking tabs. Replace the floor panel and the 2 screws. You're done! Now, let's sync your key fob.
Now that the installation is actually done, it's time to pair your key fob. So let's head inside. Now, you're gonna wanna make sure you unlock all of your doors. Now we're gonna go to the module down here. So reach for the module, and then gently with the pick tool, you're gonna hit this button right here. And then once it starts flashing, you're good. Now, we're gonna close all your doors. Chaz, can you get that one for me, please? Perfect, thank you, but don't lock them. Now we're gonna go into diagnostics mode. So you're gonna hit your start-stop button 3 times real fast. Now we're in diagnostics mode, and then once to exit. And then we're gonna go back into it. So 1, 2, 3, back in diagnostics mode. And then we're gonna exit. And then after you make sure you don't destroy your light, your blinkers are gonna flash 5 times. Just be patient, it might take a while. After that happens, you're all synced up and you're good to go.
Now that we have it installed, let's show you how it works on this very windy day. Here's our key fob here, and with our BeamerTech keychain, of course, which you should get by heading on over to our website. I'm gonna stick it in my pocket like so, and then leave my hands like this so you can see them. And the beauty of this system is to get your vehicle to unlock, all you have to do is walk up close to it, and bam, it unlocks. And now to get it to lock, all you have to do is walk away and it will lock for you. Now this comes with a whole bunch of different features that you can activate or deactivate at any time, such as mirrors closing on lock, windows rolling up on lock, and all these are activated or deactivated by a different combination of your doors opening and button pressing on your key fob. Now for a full list of all these features and how they work, head on over to our website, link in the description, or Chaz, why don't you put them on the screen right now? Bam! So there you have it. With just a little bit of time, you could turn your BMW into something from the future with this proximity access kit from BeamerTech. Want yours? Head on over to our website to get yours today. For more tips and tricks, product reviews, and so much more for BMWs, Minis, and Supras, make sure you subscribe to this YouTube channel and don't forget to ring that bell. And hey, check us out on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok as well. Thanks for watching.